Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tuesday, September 13th, and the name of the game continues to be inflation and what the Federal Reserve is going to do about it. So let's talk about that because we've got some pretty big numbers today. So the market's been all over the place in the last couple of weeks. We've had some really good trading days. We've had some bad trading days. Let's go back to the end of August. Chairman Powell speaking in front of a group in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. He says what he's been saying for months, so no surprise. The Federal Reserve is going to continue to aggressively combat inflation to try to get this out of the system. This is the end of August. The market didn't like that. That was a day you had to down 1,000 points for the Dow. Over the ensuing couple weeks, Chairman Powell has continued to say that the Federal Reserve is going to aggressively fight inflation. So we're looking 50, 75 basis point rate hike again later on this month. The market was okay with that. The market started to rally. The internals looked pretty good. The only thing that I would have liked to have seen is I would have liked to have seen a little more volume on this upside move that we have. But the market acted pretty good. Chairman Powell saying the exact same thing. So what happened today? So it's Tuesday again, September 13th. Like I said, we got the inflation numbers today. And so the consumer price index came out. Before it came out, again, futures are up. Market looks like it's going to open. Dow is looking like it's going to open up about 200 or so. The number comes out, and it's not what people hoped for. So consumer price index went up 0.1% month over month. The bigger numbers year over year, it's 8.3% year over year. People were hoping for a deceleration, meaning that this rate of inflation was going to slow. We know we're going to get inflation year over year. They were hoping for that number to slow. It didn't, despite the fact that we had gasoline prices last month were down over 10%. It was the largest drop we've seen in gasoline prices in about 2 years, still to admittedly very high levels relative to where they were a couple of years ago. The bigger thing I think that's got the markets kind of not happy about this, because as I record this, the Dow's down about 850, S&P 500 is down about 120 points or so. I think what really bugs the market with this number is that core inflation, which they strip out food and energy. I've never agreed with that. I think everybody needs food, everybody needs energy. Why strip it out? How's that the core? But just aside the point, that was up 0.6%. So it was up over 6% year over year. People were not really expecting that. And you look kind of a little bit deeper and you started to see some pretty big price increases for some of these numbers year over year. I mean, let's take a look at rent, primary residence up about 6.7%. So there's pressures in terms of shelter. Food prices up 11.4%, biggest increase since 1979, so 40 plus years. Electricity prices year over year up 15.8%, biggest price since biggest price increase since 1981. So we're talking again about 40 years or so. Prescription drugs up 24% year over year, which is just an absolute huge number. It's a record increase in prescription drugs. So even away from gasoline, which has obviously been soaking up all the vibes and the headlines, there's inflation everywhere. So what's going to happen from here? Well, I think the Federal Reserve, you're going to get your rate increase of probably 75 basis points this month. The question was 50 to 75. Market obviously kind of wanted 50. You're going to get 75, and that's just kind of now going to be cooked into where the markets are. From the stock market standpoint, I think you really want to see the S&P 500 hold around that 3,900 level. We've traded down there a couple times. We bounced off that level. We had a nice rally off that 3,900 level. If that level's broken, I hate to prognosticate. I hate to make a guess with the markets in terms of which way things might go. But if the 3,900 level's broken with the S&P 500, we probably make a retest at those June lows, which are a couple hundred S&P points below that. So that's really what we're watching for. But in any event, obviously lots going on. It's inflation. It's the Fed. It's what the Fed's going to do about inflation. That's driving the narrative. If any of these comments today have resonated with you, if you agree with me, disagree with me, you want to talk more about it, definitely let me know. I would love to continue this discussion. In the meantime, we'll continue on with these videos, and until next time, look forward to talking to you. Take care.